Situation: GF met said co-worker, call him Tom, about 2 years ago. Became very close friends with him because he helped her get through a very painful and emotionally abusive 2-year relationship that ended in a very messy breakup about a year ago. She helped him get through some really screwed up family drama that he was and is still having to deal with. She is one of his only friends, and his closest confidant. He is who she considered her best friend. According to my GF, before I came into the picture they were close friends. Nothing more. She was honest with me about the fact that he had professed his feelings for her and wanted to date. She tells me that she thought the prospect was interesting at first, but that she did not develop feelings for him and explained her feelings to him very clearly. Supposedly this turned into him thinking that she just wasn't ready yet for a relationship and he wanted her to promise that when she was ready that he would be her first choice. I feel weird even typing that out. To which she tells me she again explained that it wasn't a matter of being ready, it was that she didn't have feelings like that for him. This message must not have been conveyed very clearly. When GF and I first started dating, we talked about keeping things private at work for professionalism. I'm 100% not the type for PDA, especially at work. So this co-worker did not find out about us until a mutual friend accidentally spilled the beans to him. His response was to text my GF, while they were both working, "So how is op?" and then continue to get into an argument at work with her, resulting in both of them in tears. Him saying that he didn't want to be her friend anymore and that she was a terrible person for dating me. This is tilde 2/3 weeks into dating. My GF was upfront with me about all of this upon questioning. She told me that she texted him, saying that he needs to chill out and respect that she's in a relationship. A few days later, I asked her about this whole situation. She does work with this guy on occasion, so I was worried for her. She tells me that they made up and that he said it's okay that you date op as long as you stay my friend. Which made her happy. My reaction was to think it oddly phrased and slightly controlling. But this person was very important to her. So I mentioned the odd phrasing but expressed my support of her happiness and having this person as a friend. A few days later, I'm on an opposite shift as her, so we plan to meet up for me to get a coffee and walk her to her car. She meets me by where I work and we walk to grab the coffee and then continue to walk towards where she parked. We are talking by the stairwell close to the exit for her ramp. And all of a sudden she gets this panicked look on her face and pulls me into the stairwell. When I ask her what she's doing, she states that a co-worker of hers was walking toward us and she didn't want this person to spread rumors about us and immediately mentioned this co-worker was a good friend of Tom's. Again, this felt odd. We were talking, not hugging or even holding hands. I go on to say that I'm not interested in feeling like I'm doing something wrong by walking my GF to her car, and that I don't feel like changing my relationship with my GF to make someone outside of the relationship comfortable. Here she apologizes, states it's purely because this co-worker tends to spread rumors and she doesn't want to deal with that at work. Adds that it has nothing to do with Tom. I'm troubled but feel better about the situation being that the relationship is so new and we both wanted to be private, although not secretive. A week or so passes, we are again on opposite shifts, and we decide to do the whole coffee and walk to car thing. This time I walk up to where she works. I didn't know that Tom was working with her that day. As soon as he sees me, he stares me and GF down and walks off in a hurry, visibly upset. My GF follows him. I stay up and chat with a few co-workers for a few minutes before my GF returns to me. As we start walking towards coffee I ask her what that was all about. She tells me it was nothing. I tell her that I think he still has feelings for her. She gets upset about this, and says I guess I'll cut him out of my life then. I express that I do not want that, but that I need her to set boundaries with him to respect our relationship, and that I trust her to be honest with me about it if he doesn't. Upon later questioning it comes out that he wanted to talk to her about something that was going on in his family life that was unrelated to me, and was upset that he couldn't because my GF went to grab coffee with me instead. A few weeks after this, we are both working overnight shift. We decide to have me come up to her for a lunch break, tilde 15 minutes, to talk and see each other for a little while. During this time, she gets up, walks to the opposite side of the room to mention something to a co-worker, ends up behind a pillar in the room next to her co-workers texting someone on her phone at 2 a.m. I walk up to her and she quickly exits out of her texts. She comes to sit back down next to me. I ask her if her mother is okay. She ends up awkwardly saying it was Tom and that she needed to ask him something about the schedule for that morning. I mention it's odd he is up at this hour being that it's 2 a.m. and he's on day shift. She replies that he was venting to her about another co-worker. Fast forward to this past weekend. My GF and I have a few days off together for the New Year's holiday weekend. When I go to pick her up Saturday morning, her eyes are all red and puffy. The only time I've seen her eyes like that was when she was crying after having to put her dog down. I ask her if she's okay and if something happened. She states it's nothing and that she fell asleep with the heating pad on her face because she had a headache. Then proceeds to joke about not ever doing that again. I let it go. On New Year's Eve we are talking about something as she is scrolling through her recent calls. I see 2 missed calls from Tom and 1 call to Tom as she's scrolling down. That night I open up to her, say that I have this insecurity regarding Tom and that I'd like to start doing group things with him to both get to know him better and feel more comfortable about him. She then states that I don't need to worry about that anymore because they're not friends. I respond to this stating that they text a lot, sometimes during dates/the limited time we get together working opposite shifts, and is relatively private about what they talk about, and that I saw his calls when she was scrolling through her call history. She then goes on to say that he called her Friday night asking if we were still dating. Got very upset when my GF said that we were still dating, and told my GF that he could no longer be her friend while we were dating. At least that's all of the convo that she told me about. I didn't know what to feel. I feel awful that she basically lost her best friend of the past 2 years because of me. I feel upset that she felt the need to lie to me about it when I originally asked what was wrong. Even still telling me that she didn't cry and that she left her heating pad on her face. I feel bad because I have to ask her about all of this when something feels weird. Instead of her coming to me about it first. She states that she was going to tell me about it when she felt ready to talk about it. I feel equally awful that I'm being too pushy or insecure or jealous or controlling. On New Year's Day, we were sitting on the couch together. She opens up about how much she misses Tom. I try my best to make her feel better, stating that maybe he needs some time and space to get over his feelings for her and that he will reach out to her as a friend in the future. A friend that will respect her boundaries and respect her relationships. And if let my insecurities take me over. We end up getting into a fight about the whole situation up until this point. She states that she wasn't ready to tell me about it, but that she wasn't going to lie to me when I directly brought up the calls. She states I'm focusing on how this whole situation affects me. She goes on to compare this situation with Tom to having a conversation with any one of her other friends. I feel like complete shit. Like the biggest ass. I apologize. Say that I'm sorry for making the situation about me, when she just lost her best and closest friend. We part ways. It's been nothing but texting and brief visits since. Mostly again due to opposite work schedules. Our relationship got off to an odd start. I've been both emotionally and physically cheated on in the past and I am trying my best to not bring those insecurities into this. Which is why I'm reaching out to you. My close friends are biased towards me and have universally told me to end things. Two of which are co-workers of my GF and have mentioned some things that GF has omitted in her explanation of her relationship with Tom to me. Things like how she treats Tom much differently than other co-workers, which my GF states she treats him the same as everyone else. Things like how people around work assume they were dating. We've had other issues too. Which isn't helping. All while only dating for this short of time. Physical intimacy issues, which for now seem to have resolved. We've gotten very close to breaking up once. Mostly due to opposite schedules and are not seeing the light at the end of the tunnel as far as spending time together. I'm hopelessly in love with this woman. She's a very compassionate and intelligent woman. She cares so much for other people. I often think she is attracted to broken or hurting people, wanting so badly to fix them. She is a good person. But I feel as though I need more security and trust in my relationship. And I don't know if she understands how this has affected me. I feel too guilty to bring it up to her now because of how painful it is for her to essentially lose someone that was so important to her because she is in a relationship with me. At this point, I'm wondering if I should break things off. I love her, all while I'm trying to figure out if I can trust her. All while feeling like I'm being way too insecure. All while feeling like an asshole for even questioning her integrity. Edit/update. The outpouring of support and advice has been truly touching. I have read each and every one of your comments many times over. I continue to read them. I haven't talked to her about any of this since posting. The unfortunate situation is that we may very well just be incompatible for reasons in addition and unrelated to this. To be brief, she is a very independent person. Working opposite schedules takes its toll in that we don't get much time that we are both free to see each other. Yesterday we were supposed to spend time together and her mother got sick so she needed to take care of her. Of this I am certain she is not lying. Obviously family comes first here and she needed to be there for her mother. Today, her mother feels better. We were supposed to see each other and she says she needs to work on things for her second job. She works as a sort of instructor. Obviously I was upset by this because I really need to talk to her. This isn't anything new. I'd say around 1/3 of our plans get changed because of something on her end popping up. She's not really interested in looking ahead in her calendar to try to make plans because it gives her anxiety to be looking at her schedule too much. I wish this was all that was going on, but that's not even the end of things. From the beginning of the relationship she was saying things along the lines of don't give up on me and that she was a hard person to love. That she is grumpy. She canceled plans today after making plans to grab some breakfast tomorrow before I leave for a week-long trip. I expressed my hurt feelings about the cancellation and that I was really looking forward to seeing her today. If only for a few minutes and a hug. She lives literally 5 minutes away from me. Her text to me, like right now. I feel like I did something wrong by asking for time to do what I need and I feel like you expect me to be available the second you wake up. Mind you, the material she is working on is for things that don't need to be done potentially for up to 6 months. No offer was made for me to stop by for a quick hug or vice versa. I apologize for making her feel as though I expect her to be available to me at the snap of my fingers. I tell her that if anything I would want her to look forward to seeing me and that I really don't want her to be spending time with me because she feels bad. I state that I wanted to check in with her because I love her and I care for her and I know she is going through something very emotionally painful. Then she offered to stop by after she took her mother someplace. I guess at this point I feel deflated. I also get the strong impression it's a pity stop. I told her that I need some space tonight to think about our relationship, but I would like to see her for breakfast still. I will update and let you know how that goes. So needless to say, this is only the biggest thing wrong in a sea of issues that we can't seem to swim through. I love her, and I care greatly for her. I just don't think I can keep feeling this insecure about the relationship I have with a person I love so much. If we do break up, it's going to be really painful for me, because I've yet to fall so hard for someone. I'd like to say that this wouldn't have changed me for the worse, but I don't know. I am looking into therapy because this all brings out my own self-worth issues to such a head that I'm almost in tears while I type this out. Update. My 26M, GF, 26F. Lost a close friend/coworker, 25M, because he can't be her friend while she's dating me. Today was a really difficult day for me. I met with my GF and we talked. She sees nothing wrong with how the situation was handled. Nothing wrong with the entire thing. She needs to love how she loves. And it's not what I need. I talked to her about what I think is the beginning to a spiral into depression. I feel like I've had this ticking time bomb I've been trying to defuse my whole life, and right now it feels on the verge of exploding. I ended things. I didn't know how to go forward with this relationship. I think she's a good person. I care for her greatly, but I also feel as though I'm not in a place right now where I can be with someone. I feel insecure, jealous, and worthless. I told her that I didn't feel as though I was in a place to be in a relationship, that I want her to be happy and that I don't expect her to wait for me. I told her that I care for her, but that I'm not in a position to be a good partner. I don't feel like I am at all. She doesn't deserve to be with someone whose heart races at every text she responds to, which she continued to do even during our conversation this morning, thinking it's another Tom. She told me, "You're the bravest man I know. I will always hold you in such high regards. Op. You don't need to be sorry or upset, just proud of yourself for doing what's right for yourself. I believe in you and all that you will be." She seemed so upset when I finally asked if we can be friends. It hurts so much to see her in pain like that. One of my biggest concerns is for her. I'm so worried that Tom will swoop right back in and grief her more, act her friend again, console her through this, just to keep continuing to prevent her from finding happiness with someone she truly loves. But it's not my place to intervene. And right now, even if it was, I don't feel as though I could. My heart is pretty beaten up over this. I know it's going to take me a long time to recover from this. Right now I guess I just don't feel particularly lovable, if that makes sense. I guess sometimes two good people can care deeply for each other, but it's just not right. The pieces just don't fit. The communication never clicks, and she becomes a memory. Thank you for your kind words and insight. I have a hard time thinking things through clearly and objectively with stuff like this. You have all helped me through this. I can't thank you enough. Update. I, 26M, just found out that my ex, 26F, of 4 months is dating her friend, 25M. I posted a while back. You can search my post history for the full story, about issues my GF and I were having with one of her co-workers. Basically she told me he wasn't getting the message that she wasn't interested and that he was threatening to end their friendship as long as she was dating me. Well, I ended up breaking things off because I didn't feel as though I trusted her, and I was starting to feel like crap about myself during the relationship. A very close friend of mine still works with ex's friend who I called Tom, and I guess Tom vented to her, my close friend / his co-worker, about his relationship issues. Tom and my ex are now dating. My ex has stated to him that all we did was grab coffee a few times and hang out. This couldn't be further from the truth. Apparently while I was still dating her, they texted non-stop and she claimed that she wanted to get back together with him. Mind you, me and, now ex-GF had heart-to-heart convos about the nature of their relationship only ever being friends. We both agreed to be exclusive. She was even talking about the future with me and such. I met all of her family and friends. We were much more than a few coffee dates. Oh, and hello sex? Wow. Just a lot to lie about. My ex has now given Tom a ring, not a proposal, just a promise ring, and he is thinking about moving in together. He doesn't understand why I have him blocked on all social media and was trying to get out of my close friend / his co-worker my side of the story as it wasn't adding up to him. Obviously my friend acted as though she knew nothing and came to me with this information. My question is this: should I offer to grab breakfast and tell Tom the truth? I still have some things she wrote me that would undeniably prove that what I was saying was true. I'm a sentimental sucker. I kept some of her love letters. Or should I just let this all go? A part of me thinks this might just be part of the closure that I need. Another part of me wishes to see X get caught in her lies. What should I say to Tom? How should I say it? Should I not say anything at all? While I know Tom wasn't completely innocent, I do feel pretty bad about how I viewed him through all of this. He is almost just as much of a victim of her lies as I was. Except he doesn't really know it.